Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a Halloween video. I'm so excited for Halloween, and this is my very first Halloween video that I've ever done, and I'm super excited. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do kind of like, it looks like someone cut your smile open, I guess you could say. I don't really know what to call this yet, but from the title, you'll see what I ended up deciding. So let's just jump on in. I'm starting out by taking a tissue, and you're going to want to cut that into like a smile shape, if you can see here what I'm doing. And if you're using a tissue, you only have to cut one piece because you can just split it in half, which you'll see me do in a second. I'm just making sure it fits my face before I stick it down. Now you're going to need some liquid latex, which you can get pretty cheap most places, like Halloween stores and stuff like that. I think maybe even Walmart. And you're going to take this on a Q-tip, and you're going to stick down the corner by your mouth and then the end of the smile. So you don't want to put any of the liquid latex in the middle of the smile because we are going to be cutting it. So just make sure you leave a gap by your mouth, and then you're just going to place down the edges using the liquid latex. Now I'm just working on the other side, doing the same exact thing, again making sure to leave the center of the tissue empty and blank so we don't have a hard time cutting it open later. Now I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry a bit before you start cutting. It only takes like a minute. Now I'm taking these little like eyebrow scissor things, and I'm just going and cutting straight up the middle. This is going to create that kind of cut open smile effect. Just be careful while you're doing this. That's why I'm using tiny little scissors, and I'm just kind of fluffing it up so it's not just flat and it looks more cut open. Now I'm taking some foundation, and I am taking a little bit of a darker shade just to cover up the white part of the tissue. This doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to put fake blood on it later, so like honestly it's not a huge deal if it looks perfect or not, but a shade darker might help a little bit since the tissue is so bright and white. Now I'm going in with a translucent powder just to set that a little bit so it doesn't move around. In with this like super cheap like little cream makeup palette, and I'm just taking the red shade and I'm putting that on the part that is open, like actually on my cheek right in the center. You could also use eyeshadow for this. It doesn't really make a difference, it's just a little bit easier with the cream first. And then I'm going to start applying some on top of the actual like wound itself to make it look more swollen and sore. Now I'm going in with the black, and this is just going to add a little bit more of dimension to my cheeks to make it look like there's actually like 3D, like it's cut open. And now taking a red shadow, I'm just intensifying the red on top of the wound. I'm taking more of like a kind of reddish brown, and I'm again just using that to kind of add some more dimension to it to create some shadows to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now I'm doing these same exact steps onto my lips, so using the cream product first and then going over top of it with the eyeshadows to make my lips kind of look like they have been messed with a little bit. And you can be messy with this, you do not have to be precise at all because it gives it a more realistic effect when you kind of just throw it on there. Now I'm going in and adding some cream makeup to my face. I just feel like without doing my face kind of like distressed, it doesn't really feel complete. So I'm just kind of creating some redness and bruising around my face, starting underneath my eyes as well on the lids, and I'm just messily throwing this on there. You don't have to be perfect at all. Be as messy as you want, doesn't matter. Also adding some shadows to this to even kind of deepen it up a bit. I'm using some of that brown shade. I'm also going to go in with some dark blue to create that more like bruised look. Really play around with this now and kind of add where you just feel like you need it, where you kind of feel like it might be bruised. So I'm doing my forehead, a little bit on my nose, and my chin. Now I'm just taking the sponge to kind of press all of this into my skin so it doesn't look like it's just sitting on top. And now we are moving on to the fun part, which is the fake blood. So I'm first going to take it on a Q-tip to make sure it's kind of like in that cut mark, and then I'm kind of going to just play around with it from there. I'm just taking it straight from the bottle and dripping it down my face. Be careful with this since it is very liquidy. Make sure you either have like a towel down or a shirt that you really don't care about on, because I ended up doing that and it dripped on my shirt, but it was fine. So I'm just playing around and dripping it around my whole like new mouth line, so you can kind of be creative with this part. That's how I create this kind of faux cut smile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.